One of the most overlooked methods of music promotion, one way to get your music in front of a ton of new people that a lot of people don't talk about, is through collaborations. So I've mentioned this like in passing. Honestly, I should probably talk more about it. But in today's video, I wanted to just show you what it looks like when an artist with roughly 20,000, 25,000 monthly listeners gets a feature from an artist that has roughly 1 million monthly listeners, and what that actually does to your streaming numbers. So without any further ado, let's look at the power of collaboration. Turn over to the old computer screen and get into it. What's up, guys? At the old computer screen here, and I am looking at the song in Spotify for Artists where the collaboration happened. This is actually my brother's song. I am not going to show you his artist profile or the song name itself, although honestly, if you do a little bit of digging, you can probably find it. This was a track that he released at the end of May. It featured an artist with a much bigger streaming audience than his audience. So here's what it looked like on the song level. So you can see immediately right out of the gate, first day, 10,478 streams. So that's largely release radar. And then you can see drops down after that Friday, but it kind of picks up throughout the rest of the week. And then another spike for release radar on the next Friday. Kind of the same thing here. And now it's kind of subsiding. Right now it's at like 2,500 streams as of yesterday. That is much more volume than he typically gets on a regular song release. And he was not running ads for most of it. I think he ran ads for like a week somewhere in here. But honestly, you can't even really see it reflected in the data. Just in terms of the engagement numbers, the save rate is pretty good, but it's not as high as it would be if you were running ads. Streams per listener, also not bad, but also not as high as it would be if you were running ads. And then a bunch of playlist ads. So yeah, overall, honestly, pretty impressive numbers. And yeah, as of today, the song is at about a 46 popularity score. So usually he's sitting in the 30s with a promoted song. So yeah, pretty good just in terms of normal release, what the numbers look like. Now, if we look at source of streams, this is pretty interesting. Most of it is from Spotify algorithmic playlists, as I'll show you in a second. The main part of that is release radar. We also have a few fans from my brother's profile and catalog, and some own playlist and library. This will probably tick up over time, and this will probably decrease over time, especially as we move off that release radar cycle. But yeah, that's where things are at so far. So yeah, just the bulk of the streams coming from that larger artist's release radar audience. In terms of location, United States, the other artist's primary audience is in the US, and so that has been pretty much the case for the song. And then in terms of playlists, you can see top 5 are all algorithmic. So release radar with 32,000 in the first 28 days, radio with 13,000, mixes, DJ, and Discover Weekly, and then we've got a bunch of user playlists. So yeah, that is the sitch. Most of the streams coming from release radar, and actually like close to half of all the streams so far coming from release radar. And then I also just wanted to show you what the audience tab looks like. So coming up on 1 million streams on the year, he'll probably get that if this holds to any degree over the next couple months, although it could also go back down. You can see like he's just ticking along at an average 1,000 on his big days, like over 2,000 listeners, and then all of a sudden he releases it and he gets like close to 10,000 listeners. Similar story in terms of streams, ticking along like 2,000-ish streams per day, and then all of a sudden, bam, 13,000 streams one day. You can also see the jump in followers with the release. This was a feature with an artist that was roughly like 40-ish times bigger than my brother, and so this is what the numbers look like. And you can tell, definitely helps to get out in front of a bigger audience. All right, hopefully this video was helpful in just helping you understand what it looks like when you collaborate and what the practical impact of working with a bigger artist can be. If you're interested in doing this for yourself, I would recommend A, moving to Los Angeles or Nashville, but B, just making a list of people that you think you would like to collaborate with. You can go through your Spotify artist radio, you can search your genre on a streaming platform, pull up playlists that feature your genre and go through and find artists you think would be a good fit, or even like adjacent genres. Basically, just make a list of artists that you think could be good collabs, and then go ahead and reach out to them. You pretty much have nothing to lose except maybe them thinking you're annoying, so nothing to lose. And I also want to say that you can pay artists to collab with you. You can offer to pay somebody $500 or $1,000 if you want to get them on a track. That is a worthwhile spend of a promo budget, and it's a good way to support other artists. So that is a thing that you can do. It doesn't all have to be on Meta ads. If you'd like to join a community of awesome artists and potentially collab with some of them, I'd love to have you join our Million Streams membership, just $15 a month, and I will put the link somewhere in the description below. And as always, just wishing you good luck as you make and market your music. I think music was meant to be made in community with other people, and collabs are a great way to do that. So yeah, hopefully this is encouraging. As always, wishing you good luck. You got this. Bye.